We can be sure that everyone who works for a large company wants to know if they are being monitored. Well, according to the statistic that was collected from other researchers in the past 6 years, it has been estimated that 80% of organizations monitors their employees' online activities in all different types of ways. The reason for this is to allow organization to keep track of the things that are happening inside when they are not around, and also for the employees to be productive with their assigned tasks and time management. On the other hand, the remaining 20% of the percentage has been disagreed due to the concerns of the employees whether their private information are being kept in confidentiality, integrity, and availability by the company. But being done it incorrectly will result in employers not only face lawsuits, but also hurt morale among its greatest assets, which is their workers. This has led them to think that organizations should not use any monitoring technology for tracking their online activities while they at work. As an individual, our private personal information is very important to us. That's why we always need it to be safe and secure. This is the reason why some employees who works in an organization that uses technology to monitor their work have a constant fear that their confidentiality, integrity, and availability may have been violated. The examples are confidentiality has been breached by monitoring and reading their email while they at work. Because of this, it reduces their motivations and commitments from doing their work properly, thus resulting any business organization to die out. Integrity, on the other hand, is a loss for organizations' point of view. Since the company is monitoring their employees, they will feel that they are not trusted. When relationship between the employers and employees are no longer in good terms, availability of the workers to work will start to decrease. Thus, will allow them to look for a new job where they can feel secured. Now that the employees are no longer comfortable working, they are also no longer motivated and committed to work. Nevertheless, because of being monitored, they feel that their company cannot trust them, and so availability of the workers will start to perish. In the business world, the biggest asset that a company needs is people. Without workers, organization will not prosper. Another factor that organizations should not use any monitoring technology is that monitoring technologies are very expensive to have in the organization, most especially the top of the line such as Terramint. As top 1 employee monitoring software that costs depending on how many users and software features. For example, 100 users of Terramint UAM editions that will include user activity monitoring, audit, forensics, as well as enforcing user configurable policies and rules, will cause organization to pay 2,500 monthly or 22,000 annually. However, there are ways to inform organizations employees the good of using this kind of monitoring software that will allow employers and employees to work in union and in harmony. If an organization's security or policies can be improved in line to what employees' privileges, then it is only right that the company will monitor each department by following the rules and regulations. Before an organization implemented a technology to monitor their employees, they have to set a conference meeting for all the employees that will be involved. This will allow the company to explain the benefits and the restriction between employers and employees. In connection to this, a company will have to produce a written statement policies that will be distributed to both employers and employees for them to read, agree, and sign. It, it is also important that all staff members need to be retrained and re-educated with the new rules so that no issues and conflict will arise. Many experts declare that in regards with the confidentiality concern of some employees, such as their private invasion of monitoring them when an employer checks their online activities, private social media and other unrelated websites should be blocked. Facebook, Twitter, etc. adults' website so that employees will not have a chance to go on their usual online activities. This allows us to monitor their online activities without any breach of their privacy. To gain their trust, we will first commence a meeting for each of the organization's department to point out and explain the company's policies in regards of monitoring their online activities. Organization will make a written statement that explain the policies that will enable employees to acknowledge the terms and conditions so that it is clear to them. Organizations will monitor their work so that they may be able to help them to improve their techniques and educate them with more knowledge to enhance their work performance. And also, this is a great opportunity to know if someone is being harassed or bullied so that they will not be stressed, anxious, and when going to work every day. Having a monitoring technology helps employers to put their workers into a limit of distractions that will enable them to increase their productivity to work. Such monitoring software will allow organizations to detect when employees are wasting time going to online activities that are not related to work. Company will now have a chance to ban this website so that they will no longer be accessible. Detecting possible hacker can also be seen with this kind of monitoring technology. After all, business nowadays are all in the internet. If a company business online are doing very good, then a possible threat coming from the eye of a hacker is highly possible. If a hacker is successful with their goal, then business may be down for weeks or even months. Of course, although the online presence of a company can be either the fault of an employee or the hacker itself. The employer's first line of defense should be to monitor user behavior. Through this monitoring system, organization can be discover employees who attempt to harm the entire company. Just in case employee did nothing wrong or not the possible hacker, monitoring can still be beneficial if a user's account is compromised. Another way employee monitoring can help strengthen security is by focusing on who is accessing what. Whether it's malicious, accidental, employee monitoring software can help employers when user access data they shouldn't have. This information enables employers to investigate potentially suspect violations or behaviors in general and determine whether they are for malicious intent. In this way, employers can help protect their sensitive data from the threats. In my conclusion, although there are advantages and disadvantages of employee monitoring, this is a technique to help maintain productivity and lower the possible for legal actions. Nevertheless, this is also an act that can lead to mistrust or different forms of legal action. Eventually, the decision is up to each employer. Every organization environment is different. Some workers can monitor without questions. Others may resign. That's why this topic should be carefully evaluated before starting any forms of employee monitoring. This is Jarek John Likup, student ID 10467609. Thank you.